Have you ever had a whole bunch of old threads, some that your mom gave you or grandma gave you, that they just seem to fray a lot or they break a lot and you're getting lots of fuzz off of them? Well, there is a way that you can rejuvenate the old threads, and it's actually pretty easy to do. What you need is a whole bunch of old threads, number one. Number two, you need a sponge. Just a regular kitchen sponge will do. You need a sandwich bag, Ziploc bag, and then a gallon Ziploc bag. And here I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to rejuvenate your old threads. First, we're going to dampen the sponge and then wring it out good so it's just damp. Then we're going to put it inside our Ziploc bag, our sandwich bag. Once that's in there, we're going to leave it open and set it aside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our old threads in a gallon Ziploc bag. Now that we have all of our threads in our gallon Ziploc bag and we have our dampened sponge in our sandwich bag, it's important to note that you do not want to seal the sandwich bag with the dampened sponge in it. The reason you put it in a sandwich bag and leave it open is so that the sponge, the dampened sponge, will not come in contact with any of the threads, which could discolor them. So you're going to put the sponge bag inside the gallon Ziploc bag and only seal the gallon Ziploc bag. Now you want to make sure that you put this bag somewhere where it's warm but not, hot. Let it set for maybe a week and then come back and check the sponge. If the sponge is bone dry, you should probably take and do the dampened sponge again and leave it for another week and then check the sponge. Once the sponge is still damp inside the bag, then that usually means that your threads have absorbed all the moisture that they're going to, and now then you don't have to keep doing that. But you can also use totes, maybe use a bigger sponge. There's all different kinds of ways that you can do this. You don't need to do this rejuvenation trick to upholstery type threads, which are nylon or monofilament, or sliver is a thread that you don't have to worry about rejuvenating. It's not going to change it. And the one thing that this does is it rehydrates the thread. You will hear people say about rehydrating your threads is to put them in the freezer. Well, the problem with that is putting them in the freezer is the same way that they freeze dry food. They freeze it because it freezes the moisture out of the threads. So putting them in the freezer, regardless of the old wives' tales that are supposed to help, doesn't really help. This way you're imparting moisture into the thread evenly and over time, and you're not getting the threads damp. I hope this helps, and if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe. That helps us share the videos with everybody out there, and have a good day.